I've heard the phrase pay yourself first probably 100 times. Every finance video says it, every article mentions it, and honestly, for the longest time, I nodded along without actually doing it, because it sounded like one of those things that's easy to say and hard to actually live by. The normal way most of us handle money looks like this. Paycheck comes in, bills get paid, spending happens throughout the month, and then whatever's left, if anything is left, goes into savings. Savings comes last, always last. So I wanted to test something. What happens if I completely flip that order? What if saving wasn't the leftover step, but the very first thing that happened the moment my paycheck landed? No exceptions, no I'll save what's left. Just pay myself first, literally, before anything else touched that money. I ran this experiment for 30 days, and what happened genuinely surprised me, not just financially, but psychologically. My name is Jordan. If you've ever heard pay yourself first and wondered if it actually works in real life, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. All right, let's set up the experiment properly. The rule was simple. The moment my paycheck arrived, before paying a single bill, before buying groceries, before anything, a fixed percentage moved immediately into a separate savings account. I chose 15% as my number. Not because it's a magic figure, but because it was challenging without being unrealistic. Here's why this matters more than it sounds. Most people treat savings like a goal. Pay yourself first treats savings like a bill. And bills don't get skipped. Bills get paid automatically, without debate, without a mood check. That's the entire psychological shift. Day one was easy. The transfer happened automatically before I even saw the rest of the money. Genuinely no effort. But day three is where it got interesting. I went to pay a few regular expenses, and for the first time, the available balance felt smaller than usual. Not dramatically, but noticeably. And my brain immediately reacted the way brains do, with mild panic. Wait, do I actually have enough this month? This is the part nobody really talks about. Pay yourself first doesn't just change your bank balance, it changes how your brain experiences your own money. Because suddenly, the number you're working with isn't your full paycheck. It's your paycheck minus savings. And your brain has to recalibrate around a smaller, available number. By the end of week one, something shifted. I stopped thinking about the 15% entirely. It wasn't a decision anymore. It had already happened before I even started planning my week. The remaining 85% simply became my new normal. My brain adjusted faster than I expected. Now here's where it gets really interesting. Around day 12, I noticed my spending behavior changing, without me consciously trying to cut anything. Because when your usable income shrinks slightly, your brain naturally becomes more selective. Not deprived, just more intentional. I found myself asking small questions I hadn't asked before. Do I need this delivery order, or am I just bored? Is this subscription actually adding value, or did I just forget to cancel it? This wasn't willpower. This was structure, quietly doing the work that willpower usually fails at. By week 3, I ran the numbers. Even with slightly reduced spending behavior, nothing in my life felt restricted. Rent got paid, groceries got bought. I still went out twice that week. The only real difference was that 15% simply never entered the spending conversation. It had already left before the conversation could happen. Let's talk numbers, because they matter here. On a monthly income of $4,200, 15% comes out to $630 per month. Over the 30-day experiment, that's exactly what moved into savings. Automatically, without negotiation, without willpower. Annualized, that's $7,560 per year. Invested at a conservative 8% return over 15 years, that becomes roughly $216,000. Not from a raise, not from cutting out everything enjoyable, just from reordering one single step in the process. By the end of the 30 days, checking my bank account stopped feeling stressful because there was no ambiguity anymore. The number I saw was genuinely available to spend. Not available until I remember savings, just available, clean, simple. Compare that to the old system, where every purchase carried a quiet background anxiety. Am I supposed to be saving this instead? Pay yourself first eliminated that internal argument completely. The decision had already been made on day one of the month. Here's what most people get wrong about this method. They think the hard part is finding extra money to save. It's not. The hard part is removing savings from being optional. The moment saving becomes automatic and immediate, the psychological resistance disappears almost entirely. And here's the part that genuinely surprised me. I expected the 30 days to feel restrictive. Instead, it felt like relief. Because for the first time, I wasn't negotiating with myself every single month about whether I'd actually save anything. If you want to try this yourself, start simple. Pick a percentage, even 5 or 10%. Set up an automatic transfer the same day your paycheck arrives. Not the end of the month, not whenever I remember, the same day. Let your brain adjust to the smaller number, the same way it adjusted to the full number before. Because the truth is, you don't actually need more income to start saving seriously. You just need to change the order in which your money makes decisions. If this helped, hit subscribe. And I'm curious, have you ever tried automating your savings like this? Or does your money usually go out before it ever gets the chance to go in? Let me know in the comments.